Well, good morning, everybody. Have your cup of coffee with me. It is, oh, look, it's the 5th day of September 2024, and it is 6:12 a.m. in Eagle Nest, New Mexico. The outdoor temperature is higher today. It's a balmy 45 degrees, 71 inside the trailer, and Dottie is here today. Sleeping, hasn't had her breakfast yet, hasn't been out yet, but she's very comfortable. Well, I think today's going to be kind of a short one. We didn't get all that many comments. The positive news story of the day was blind baseball. It's a story about a man that became blind as a teenager, had a love for baseball, was a great baseball player in high school, and expected maybe to play baseball on scholarship in college, and got encephalitis, brain disorder or disease, and became blind and deaf, and found a way. There is blind baseball. It exists with certain kinds of noises that are made, and it's just a special thing that's all set up so blind people can play baseball. So that's the first couple of comments. First from Randy: you're only given one life to live. What you make of it is up to you. True statement. Ken Gray says, inspiring to watch. I saw a game a few years ago. So Ken actually saw one of these in person. That would be really cool to see. Ken also commented on the comment video. So far, I've not been randomly unsubscribed, just randomly blocked from making comments. Yeah, Ken had a problem that we were working on where all his comments, no matter what he said, was getting flagged and held for review. I would approve them. They'd disappear. And it was some kind of YouTube problem. And eventually what Ken ended up doing was changing the name on his account. And we haven't had a problem since. So it did not like the first name he had. For some reason, there was nothing wrong with the name. So I really enjoyed the long form video, but not many people did, unfortunately. It's called Surprising Revelations, Eagle Nest, New Mexico History Revealed. I think this is one that'll do really well over years. It's an interview with a local historian about the history of this area of Eagle Nest, and I think it'll hold up well over time. It's not the kind that you're going to get hundreds or thousands of views right off the bat, but I think it's a really great video. A guy named Jack Schweitzer, who lives here and just loves the area and is devoted to it, I interview him, and it's a great video if you're interested in the area, you're interested in history. King for a Day has excellent, very informative video. Good information. I didn't know who owns much of the land around there. It looks like a few folks with money. It means no plans to develop their property. I don't blame them. I wouldn't either. However, there may come a time when the current owner passes and their kids have no interest in the land and sell it off. That's true. I really didn't think of that. But what he's referring to is so much of the land right around here are owned in large tracts, and they call them ranches. Whether or not they're working ranch or not, just large plots of land. And there's no development on them. So there's really it's really hard to find land if you want to build on it or anything. It's hard to find land here, but that could change in an instant if, as he points out, one of these big tracts of land near the lake gets, the kids decide, hey, we don't care, we're going to subdivide it, make a vacation resort or something. That could easily happen at any time. He had a second comment on that. At one time, the area in discussion was part of Texas. From the current Texas-New Mexico border west to just the other side of a rough line from El Paso, Albuquerque, Santa Fe, and Taos. And Taos is right near here. Then a narrow strip following the Rocky Mountains through Colorado to barely into southern Wyoming. Texas sold it to the feds to pay off debt from the War of Independence from Mexico. At the time, it was considered wasteland no one wanted. And so listen to this. In addition, this wasteland included little places in Colorado like Breckenridge, Vale, Steamboat Springs, and Estes Park. That's pretty funny. And he said, to clarify this, when Texas was a republic, not a state, also at the time, the states of New Mexico and Colorado did not exist, right? Texas was a separate republic. These states that we're talking about, that these places in, weren't states back then. So really good additional history. Thank you. Judy, comments and coffee. As far as lockers in schools, I didn't know any schools I went to that still have lockers. The kids have to carry their books. I remember hoping I'd get a locker close to the cute boy I had a crush on, Judy. And M. Campbell says, in a response to that, wow, I would have needed a luggage cart to carry all the books around, but I always had thick textbooks we never managed to get through in a year. Looking back, they were probably for a variety of lesson plans and grades. Hopefully textbooks are smaller now and available online. Kids are stronger. I don't think, now, correct me if I'm wrong, if there's anyone young out there, I don't think textbooks are a thing anymore. Everybody's got iPads and tablets, and it's all electronic, I'm pretty sure. But I'd like to know, are there textbooks still? And I doubt it. I think what I was talking about in the comments video she was talking is this guy that was talking about how he put out a comment yesterday that was, to me, it was really poignant. He was on my nostalgia video. And it was nostalgia from like 1968 to 1972. And he was saying how he remembered his girlfriend would fold up a note the way they do, so it goes in the vent in the locker, and he'd open his locker and there would be a note from his girlfriend. And he said, it has a much different impact than a text. I guess it would. And those were the days you got notes in your locker. But I gotta confess, I don't think I ever got a note in my locker from anybody. Oh, well. I don't remember anyway. Maybe Valentine's Day, they'd stuff them in. But, back then I remember, if you did Valentine's, you bought them for everybody in your class. So it wasn't that special. Let's see. Stifled voice says, nostalgia isn't what it used to be. Cute. This is Renogy inverter fails to run microwave. This is they call them evergreen videos that just keep getting views year after year after year. And this was a real mystery I had with my inverter and my microwave not running. And I finally, through a long series of events, found the obscure answer to the problem. When Renogy couldn't help me, no one could help me, and we figured it out through a Reddit. I found its answer. Unbelievable. Chuck Hewitt says, unbelievable. I just installed a Blue Sea Systems 300 amp T fuse, and now the microwave will keep running. I had a cheap fuse on my system, and that was the problem. Cheap fuses. Thank you so much for your help. I don't know what I'm going to do at the campsite. I won't be troubleshooting at the time. Well, I'm glad it worked out for you, Chuck. Lisa Roth is the playing baseball while blind. Amazing. Good for you, Zach. Zach's the guy that was playing baseball. And on Surprising Revelations, the history video, Nash says, great video. I love history. Lisa Roth on the same video says, what an amazing tale. All those famous names I remember hearing when I was young. I must have read about many of them or saw them in older movies. Your friend sure had a handle on the history of that area. Thanks for sharing. Naj on the blind baseball. Wow, what an amazing playing. That is amazing playing basketball blind. It's now great how, despite their blindness, they found a way to fulfill their passion. God bless them. It was, I think she meant to say baseball, but I bet there's blind basketball too. I bet. And that is it for today. It's a short one. Hey, Dottie, say hi. All right. Are you ready for your breakfast and to go outside? I bet she is. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow.